even if you don't believe in God, it's okay. Just taking a backseat, pause and reflect. That itself will reduce so much of trouble. My mind speaks of one thing, that the cause of most of these problems related in the world, be it air pollution caused by an industrialist, the root cause is greed. Land pollution, root cause, greed. And why all these things are being hijacked? Because of the one pollution that we all have, thought pollution. Meditation is one way of removing this inner thought pollution. Now, one would also further think that what is it that spoils my thoughts? Why am I thinking in this direction and not thinking in the right direction? For example, when Duryodhana says to Krishna, I know I'm bad, I can't help myself. I know I'm thinking wrong, I can't help myself. He says, Janami dharmam nachame pravritti, Janami adharmam nachame nivritti. I know what is right, I cannot follow it. I know what is wrong also, but I cannot follow it. Most of us are also fully cognizant of this fact of right and wrong. But how to take a next step of following what is right and abandoning what is wrong? Clarity and thorough understanding of the situation, and one should study what price will I pay if I do this wrong. One has to understand the consequences ahead of time. My father used to say, there are various kinds of people. A person, there is one category of person is even when they commit a mistake, they don't realize they have made a mistake. And if they do realize also, they will not accept that it was a mistake. There is a second category of individuals who, while making mistake, they become aware. And either they correct the situation or continue on that trajectory, unfortunately. The third category of people, and he said, my son, I would like you to be of that category, that before you do anything, chart out your trajectory. See in which direction you are going. Is it right or wrong? Beforehand, you should know the consequences of your actions. Actions are the results of thoughts, and thoughts are the results of our attitudes, and attitudes are the product of our samskaras. So, if we regulate our samskars, fine-tune our samskars, it will fine-tune our attitude, it will fine-tune as a result, the thoughts, and as a result, our actions. And if the right action is done, you know for a fact, it will have the right result. Wrong action cannot have the rightful result. So the root of all these things is your planning. And all these steps are well understood, well refined, well tuned during meditation. Meditation is, even if you don't believe in God, it's okay. Just taking a backseat, pause and reflect. That itself will reduce so much of trouble. And when we adopt this heartfulness way of meditation, just few minutes in the morning, and there's a different practice we also recommend, that is all about rejuvenating yourself at the end of the day when you come back home. Because you don't want to interact with your family members with the polluted manas, polluted vibrations that you carry from your office. It's like, when you go to a gym and you return home stinking, smelling with a lot of sweat. You try to hug your spouse or your mom, The mother will tell you, please go take a bath first and then come near me. Because you will be like a walking sewage tank at that time. Though when we come back home with certain level of vibrations after attending the office, we remain unconscious of the baggage we carry. We all have experienced this thing. When we use some perfume, after shower you use perfume or after shave or whatever. After about 30-40 minutes, you don't even know which perfume you have. Only the other person will tell you who has come in touch with you for a short while. By the evening, you will not know it, though there is some fragrance left because you get used to it. We also get used to this nonsense, the garbage we carry with us. That has to be removed, free our subconscious, so that conscious becomes fully free and more energetic. Once we break the bonds from the bad, so much of energy will be released in your mental realm, in your dimension related to thoughts, intellect, and consciousness. Yoga, after all, is a way of life that improves and helps us focus our mind in a right direction. Well, meditation also, I would say, if you want to make use of it in a wrong direction, it can also be utilized. You must have seen many murder cases, murder mysteries, where in the court, judge says, was this premeditated murder? Meaning well planned. Meditation in that way also, it's well planned, well thought, well executed. So my Guruji, he used to say that unless your heart and intentions are clear, pure, even the meditation can destroy you. You can become a perfect murderer if your intentions are not clear. Think of Ravana. His intentions, though he had a lot of energy, he had a lot of yogic powers, but in the end, because of his intentions, he destroyed himself. So is that wiser to awaken the Kundalini? It's not wiser. So we have to play with the power, be it spiritual or be it materialistic. It has to be used in a dharmic way, in a righteous way. Then we all can become wiser.